Welcome back to the dark side of the internet. Today, we are diving into a story that blurs every line of professional ethics and personal regret. To the writer of this post, you are caught in a whirlwind of a power dynamic that started in a classroom and ended in a haze of alcohol and poor decisions. You say the authority never left, and honestly, neither did the consequences. If you're ready to see how this moral gray area unfolds, hit that like button and subscribe to stay tuned for more. This story comes to us from the r/confessions subreddit, posted by a user who is currently facing a reality they never saw coming.
According to the writer on r/confessions, okay, I'm 19F and I went to a bar with my friends and I ran into my high school philosophy teacher there. He last taught me like 4 months ago when I was still at that school. I switched to a different one. We were both pretty drunk and we started talking and dancing. I loudly declared that he's the best teacher, like honestly everyone thinks so, and how he's always made me feel seen. I've always thought he's handsome, but I never really thought about it more than that. There's a pretty big age gap between us, like 25 plus years, and our conversation felt pretty innocent. But then we kept dancing, and suddenly, he kissed me. I don't really remember how things went from there because I just kept drinking. Eventually, we ended up at his place, and I had sex with him. I remember him asking during it if we would see each other again, and stuff like that. This is so fucked up, and I regret the whole thing so much. The OP says, he taught me just a short time ago, and that authority hasn't really gone away. There's a clear power imbalance here, and this is such a morally gray area, even if it's not illegal. The whole thing is so absurd, I don't even know how to process it. I feel horrible. According to the OP, he wants to see me again, which I don't understand at all. I would have never believed him capable of this. What do you think about it? The writer adds, I'm not going to see him again. What should I say to him? As we leave the first OP to navigate the fallout of I slept with my high school teacher, we turn our attention to another perspective. A different writer brings us into a moment of sudden doubt in their own home. This is the OP's account of AIO for suspecting my wife after she got a shady 1 a.m. call from a guy friend right after a late-night cycling trip. According to the writer on r/am I overreacting, my wife, mid-30s, and I have been married for years, but we're going through a rocky patch right now. Lots of arguments, feeling distant, that kind of thing. Last night, she went out cycling for about 2 hours, which is unusual because it was already dark out. She comes home, barely says anything, and jumps straight into the shower. A little while after she got in there, not literally right as she started, her phone rings at 1 a.m. from some guy she claims is an old friend from university. I only knew because her iPad started ringing in the other room, and the call got picked up almost instantly on her end, like she was expecting it or something. When I asked about it later, the OP says she said who it was, and that he was just calling to let her know he's visiting soon with his son. But she's never mentioned this guy before, and she didn't say anything about planning to meet up with anyone. Given our rough spot and the weird timing, this feels super suspicious to me. Am I overreacting, or is this a red flag? Thoughts? As we leave the OP to process the uncertainty of AIO for suspecting my wife after she got a shady 1 a.m. call from a guy friend right after a late-night cycling trip, we move toward a different kind of burden. Another writer steps forward to share a secret from their past that has become a source of deep anxiety. This is the OP's confession, titled, I had sex with my stepsister and regret it big time. According to the writer on r/confessions. Okay, so me and my mom got out of a divorce, and she got into a relationship with this amazing guy. I mean, like, he's so kind and sweet. He has a daughter. She is 2 years older than me. Well, I will call her T for this story. After a year or so of them being together, we had moved in, and they wanted to get a house while figuring out where they wanted to get married, because the house he was in was a room too small. They found a house they wanted, but it was in the process of being built, so we moved into an Airbnb in the meantime. During this time, while going from Airbnb to Airbnb, the OP writes, T and I had to share a room a few times, and I had found porn for the first time. Me and T were super close, and so we watched it together. Well, that went on to other things, nothing crazy, but we made out a few times, and I gave her head. We are both female. I was kinda trying women out, and once we moved into the forever house, we stopped. I don't like women, and it was weird after a while. Well, years have passed, and I can't stop thinking about it and how guilty I am. I want to forget it, but I can't. She's grown into a very narcissistic and a big manipulative bitch. So I'm also scared now. If she ever needs a mic drop moment or to regain control, she will use it. Our parents don't know, and I don't want them to. I don't know what I want out of this post, but I needed to tell someone. I also would love to know if my fear of it being outed is realistic or if I'm spiraling. Thanks in advance.
Stories like these remind us how complex life can be. If these voices resonated with you, please subscribe and follow to join our community. Your support is what allows us to keep bringing these compelling, raw, human stories to light. What would you do in their shoes? Share your thoughts in the comments below. I'll be reading. Thanks for listening.